On September 13, 2014, Floyd Money Mayweather and Marcos Maidana, two men from different ends of the earth with distinctly different styles, will step into the ring for a rematch they are calling Mayhem. On May 3, 2014, Maidana attempted to succeed where 45 others before him had failed, to pin a loss on the undefeated Mayweather, the undisputed best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. Mayweather was expecting to dominate Maidana, but right from the start, it was evident that this fight would be different.
Between the spectacle of a Mayweather fight, which is always unmatched, and then the ferocity that Marcos Maidana came out with.
Maidana backing Mayweather along the ropes.
It was an incredible combination.
He is landing left hooks.
Maidana surprised me with his aggressiveness. He came into the fight with a tremendous amount of confidence.
Maidana all over Mayweather in round number 1.
That was the plan. Start off hard, start off the way he did with all the pressure.
This is where Maidana is difficult to deal with. He wants to work inside, and he will.
That's something that we worked at in the gym with Robert, my trainer, to keep him pinned against the ropes. And I think I was able to do it effectively.
You see him throwing these windmill-style punches that are the opposite of orthodox.
We have not seen Mayweather in this posture in a long time.
And it was stunning, it was shocking, and it was like, whoa, we're in for a heck of a night.
It was revelatory. That had an effect on Mayweather. He was very much aware from the first round on of Marcos Maidana's power.
A fantastic opening round of action.
That changed the dynamic of the fight quickly.
You can't fight like that for 12 rounds.
In the fourth round of a fight that was clearly going Maidana's way, the Argentinian's aggressive tactics led to a Mayweather first. Blood from a cut above the champion's eye.
Floyd is cut. Right eye, Floyd is cut. Action on the inside. That is where that cut happened. And he has never been cut in a fight before. Floyd keeps rubbing that eye.
When Floyd got cut, I said to myself, wow. Actually, I couldn't see.
That cut comes, we felt more confidence. We seen Mayweather's reactions.
That moment, I think, was one of the most harrowing parts that Floyd Mayweather's ever had in a fight in his career.
History is in the making, potentially. They could open up and have the fight stop.
I went back to the corner and told my father and Rafael Garcia that I couldn't see.
I can't see.
But I got the will to win. I didn't want to quit. I just couldn't see. Of course, I got the best cutman in the business.
Don't worry. I know he used a head.
I knew that once Rafael Garcia went to work, I knew everything was going to be okay.
Mayweather might have been confident in his cut man, but with his vision blurred and his opponent sharp and focused, he was in real danger of letting the fight slip away.
The whole first half of the fight, you're sitting there, and I'm filling out my scorecard, and I'm going Maidana 10, Mayweather 9, Maidana 10, Mayweather 9, and I'm going, this is incredible.
Floyd being in this much trouble, he did not effectively have an answer for Maidana for the first half of the fight.
For Marcos Maidana, the first 6 rounds could not have gotten off to a much better start.
After the 6th round, we were confident. We're like, this is our fight.
We are winning the fight. We are winning the fight. He's scared of you. You got to keep close to him.
Okay?
We're headed to the second half of this 12-round unification title fight.
But there is a reason Floyd Mayweather is undefeated.
And let's not forget, Floyd Mayweather has the uncanny ability to collect data on the first few rounds and make those adjustments, and beginning to do so on the ropes.
Floyd is the best in the business with being able to adapt to anyone's style and make adjustments on the fly, and that's what he did. That's what sets me apart from any other fighter. I'm able to make adjustments. I'm able to change up my style in the middle of a fight.
Mayweather adjusted very well and fought better.
Maidana basically just slowed down, and then I think he had trouble maintaining the pace. That gave Mayweather the opportunity to step away from the ropes, use his legs a little bit, and not be confronted as quickly and as physically as Maidana had done in the first half of the fight. And that's what Floyd needed.
Esperaste mucho. Te esperaste mucho, te agarró con unos golpes muy buenos, ¿ok? No dejes esta pelea, mi chino.
Fantastic fight thus far as we head to the championship rounds.
It was poetry in many ways to watch the economy, the intelligence on display, the ring instincts.
Experience plays a major, major key in a fight of that magnitude. And I've been here for so many years, so I know what it takes.
Here in this hurricane, this maelstrom of Maidana, Mayweather was able to impose himself and say, you know what, this is still my yard. This is still my ring.
After Floyd had begun to unlock the code a little bit,
There's a combination and the right hand to the body by Mayweather.
Maidana comes back.
Very close round here in the 10th round.
The fight was absolutely up for grabs going into 11 and 12.
A couple of those later rounds were very exciting and not as clear-cut as I think some people might think.
These were close rounds all the way to the end, so much so that you had a pretty big difference of opinion about what happened.
We knew that Floyd had gotten the job done. Maidana, he thought that he had won.
At that moment, yes, I felt I won.
It was close, but we thought we won it. Mayweather did the same.
My expectations was to be victorious.
Now we gotta wait for the judges' scorecards.
There was a sense of suspense waiting for the judge's decision.
Their first fight was thrilling.
Maidana all over Mayweather.
Action-packed.
Look at this display by Floyd Mayweather.
The toughest fight of Floyd Mayweather's career.
A fantastic fight.
Now, Floyd Mayweather and Marcos Maidana do it again.
Te voy a terminar. Bring it on, amigo.
Mayhem, Mayweather versus Maidana 2. Live on pay-per-view.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action here at the MGM Grand, we go to the scorecards.
Part of me felt that Mayweather had done enough in the last couple rounds to win, and yet Maidana's body language told you that he felt he had won the fight.
The winner by majority decision.
There was a moment of uncertainty, and when was the last time you can say that about a Floyd Mayweather fight?
Maidana goes storming off to his corner. They're raising their hands, screaming and yelling that, oh, we won. That was, we won, we won.
The whole crowd thought we won. In our head, in our heart, we won, and that's the most important thing.
The talk of the rematch started immediately. We had seen something special, and wouldn't it be fun to see this again?
Would you consider giving him a rematch based on his performance and based on what a lot of fans will see this having been such a tough fight for you?
If the fans want to see it again, we'll do it again. If the fans want to see it, why not? If the fans want to see it again, we can do it again. So the fans demanded the rematch, so I said, let's make it happen.
I wanted to do the rematch. He said he would give me the rematch. I think he felt obligated by the fans to give me the rematch.
You'd like a rematch?
When Marcos Maidana, during his post-fight interview, said with supreme confidence,
La revancha se la tengo que dar yo porque yo le gané.
I have to give him the rematch because I won the fight.
The build toward the rematch began right then and there.
On September 13th, 2014, Marcos Maidana and Floyd Mayweather will do it again. 12 rounds for the undisputed welterweight championship of the world. And on the press tour for the fight they are calling Mayhem, it was clear that there is no love lost between the two champions.
In connection with the first fight, there was no press tour because Maidana's wife was pregnant, and Maidana had stayed in Argentina to witness the birth. So this was the first time they were in close proximity.
One of the things Mayweather's a master at is getting into his opponent's head, and he's done it for so many fights over so many years. And I think, when he stepped back after the fight and he realized, what, I need to let him know who the boss is, who the champion is, who the superstar here is, and get back to my old ways.
We're not very used to the press tours. We actually wanted to start off like we did in New York, being respectful, giving Mayweather nothing but respect.
Floyd Mayweather for giving me this opportunity. He's a tremendous warrior, tremendous fighter.
When it came moment for Mayweather to talk, he turned on us.
Hard work is what? And guess what? It's easy work right here.
I was champion when your trainer was champion. When your trainer career was long gone, I'm still here. When I beat you and your career's over, guess what? I'm gonna still be right here.
And then Floyd challenged him to bet his entire purse.
However much you making for the fight, I bet you I beat you. Come on inside, let's make the bet. I just told him if he really believes in his skills and he really believes in his talent and he really believes that he's gonna win September 13th, if he's making $3 million or $4 million, bet the $3 million or bet the $4 million. I guarantee I'll win. He didn't accept the bet.
And then that set the tone for every city after that. And with each city, the engagement became a little bit sharper, a little bit more intense, a little bit more personal.
So he was in front of him, and Mayweather started getting closer and closer and closer. But then he's like, came to a point where, how far are you gonna go?
Marcos Chino Maidana!
For some reason, this time around, he started being very aggressive. Then look, I'm a very respectful person, but I want people to respect me as well.
Chino's not going to take from nobody, and he's not going to take from Mayweather either.
In watching all these stops, and listening to the commentary, you see a confidence in Maidana that maybe he didn't have going into the first fight.
Press tour was a fascinating study in contrast. We've got Maidana, who is your strong silent type, the lone cowboy. A man of few words, very simple, not someone who's gonna be driving around in Bugattis or talking about, his paydays. And you have Floyd with his, gigantic persona.
Welcome to the fabulous world of Floyd Money Mayweather.
And, all his achievements both in and out of the ring. You have those two clashes, two very different guys, two very different fighters. It's guaranteed to be an intriguing evening.
In order for Marcos Maidana to have a chance at beating Floyd Mayweather in the rematch, he has to improve his stamina.
He's training like never before. For the first fight, we only had 5 weeks. For this fight, we have a full 8 weeks of training camp. We're gonna maintain the rhythm we had for 6 rounds. We're gonna maintain it for 12 rounds. And that's gonna be by not going in too heavy.
Quick! Did come in pretty heavy after the weigh-in. He rehydrated 16 pounds. So he wants to fight with the same animal instincts that he did the first time, but just do it longer.
He has to come at Floyd very aggressively. He has to put a lot of pressure on Floyd and maintain that pressure and find a way to land the blows that maybe he didn't effectively get in the first bout.
Maidana continues to hang his hat on the volume of punches that he's thrown, when the reality is a lot of those punches weren't connecting with Mayweather. Don't abandon that style that got you through that first fight, because that style clearly had an effect on Mayweather, but use the jab a little bit more.
His jab is one of the most improved punches I've seen in a long time on any fighter. And he uses it not just as a rangefinder, but as a punch to jab his way in to get his power punches going. He stopped using that jab in the mid to later rounds.
He really needs to make a commitment early in the fight to jab and then go to the body.
Focus on the body when he's able to bully him to the ropes instead of attacking the head. Work the body, make that investment.
He said he'd be willing to die in there. Yes. I mean, fighters say that a lot, but he's trying to basically say, I'll leave it all in the ring on fight night.
We're gonna go in with the same mentality. The only difference is now Maidana's more confident. The first thing he told me after the fight is, this guy doing it hard. I didn't feel his punches. He's got no power.
He's not as good as people say. He's not as good as what you see on TV. I feel that, I just gotta keep doing a lot of the same things and attack him. A lot of fighters wait on him. They don't attack him.
I respect him as a man, of course. But as a fighter, no, I don't respect his fight style, not at all.
Mayweather has taken this rematch for a reason, and that's the thing that, for me, always kind of rules the day, is Mayweather's mind. Is Mayweather taking the fight? Yes. Okay, then he must know that he can win the fight.
It won't be a toe-to-toe battle. want to fight a very, very, very smart fight, take my time.
What he can't be is a stationary target. He can't lay on the ropes. He can't give Maidana an opportunity to maul him, to bully him, and throw combinations at him. What Floyd needs to do is keep the fight in the center of the ring.
If the fight is in the middle of the ring, he wins it going away. There's no doubt about that. We've seen other fighters, lesser boxers than Floyd Mayweather, outbox Marcos Maidana.
If you even think about standing in the center of the ring with Floyd, you better be prepared to pay some kind of penalty. The counterattack, he's so good at just absorbing the blows, using the shoulder roll defense, and then coming with his attack.
He found a home for the lead right hand in the latter part of the fight, which is a key weapon for him. He's got to keep using it.
Get in, get out, use his jab, use his speed, hurt Maidana, punish him, frustrate him, force him into getting sloppy, make mistakes, and then go in for the kill.
Floyd feels like he's effectively solved Maidana. Marcos Maidana is a heavy puncher who can throw a lot of punches, but Floyd Mayweather can do so much more. And I think over the course of a 12-round fight, if he can avoid Maidana's greatest punch, he is going to win this fight. Now, I will say this. If there's any kind of slippage in his speed or his head movement or his foot movement, you know, Maidana can end this night very early.
Who knows? Mayweather, nearing 38, tick-tock goes the clock, and we're all waiting for him to finally show signs of his age.
It's not beyond imagination that Maidana improves a little bit, and it's certainly not beyond imagination that Floyd regresses a little bit for the simple reason that he is 37 years old. And if Floyd is diminished in any way, Marcos Maidana is a nightmare to fight.
Their first fight was thrilling.
Maidana all over Mayweather.
Action-packed.
Look at this display by Floyd Mayweather.
The toughest fight of Floyd Mayweather's career.
A fantastic fight.
Now, Floyd Mayweather and Marcos Maidana do it again.
Te voy a terminar. Bring it on, amigo.
Mayhem, Mayweather versus Maidana 2. Live on pay-per-view.
Being undefeated is very important.
I want my legacy to live on.
Because he still has that hunger that he wants to be the best.
Got the will to win. Very, very focused. Very, very hungry. And dedicated to my craft.
He is zeroing in on a very special place in the sports annals.
A big part of his persona is that perfection, that undefeated record.
If Mayweather loses, a lot of that mystique comes off. So there's a bottom line factor in all this. There's a financial incentive in all this for him to keep winning, because I think his ability to draw giant pay-per-view numbers would take a dip if he did lose.
The train of boxing, so to speak, is driven by Floyd Mayweather Jr. So if he can get through this, I think the world is his, and he can dictate everything that he wants. It's something that's very important, not just for him, but for the sport.
Floyd has a lot to lose. He's nearing the end of his career, and he's facing a tough opponent, an opponent that gave him arguably the toughest fight of his career. So with the finish line in sight, to take on a guy this tough, and it's something that deserves respect.
On September 13th, 2014, it's time for Mayweather Maidana 2. It's time for Mayhem.
Mayhem. It's gonna be war. It's gonna be war.
This was a fight that was dead even. And if you get a dead even fight involving Floyd Mayweather, and there's action in it, which there was, and drama, you want to see it again.
I have a lot to prove, not just to the fans, but to myself. You have one guy that has a point to prove. You have another guy that's undefeated, that want to go down as the best.
You have two guys who actually don't like each other. Maidana has no respect for Floyd. He said Floyd's a great fighter, but he's overrated.
I feel that I can beat him. I feel that, I just gotta keep doing a lot of the same things and attack him. I'm gonna do what I have to do, attack him, and I feel I can beat him this time. The first fight was a fight that a lot of people thought wasn't gonna be no competition. In a lot of eyes, Maidana beat him. Now it's a rematch. Mayweather is in there against his toughest opponent. The whole world needs to watch this fight because they're gonna see Maidana make history by beating Mayweather. A win in itself would be great, but everybody wants to see the knockout. A knockout would be beautiful.
Come September 13th, bring it on, amigo.
I'm not going out there looking to go 12 rounds. I'm looking for this fight not to go past 6 rounds.
I'm one of the people that's not convinced that he absolutely 100% figured out Marcos Maidana. This is really an intriguing fight because we already know that Marcos Maidana Mayweather to a standstill because he did that.
Floyd Mayweather wanting to stay undefeated. There is a lot at stake, and at the end of the day, it's a chance to see the best fighter of his era, Floyd Money Mayweather.
This is a fight where you have to tune in to watch because you never know. You could be watching history in the making.
Anytime Floyd fights, it's a huge night for boxing.
Every fight that I'm involved in is not just a fight. It's an event.
He's so clearly the dominant figure in the sport, a fighter who transcends boxing. It's good for boxing if Floyd Mayweather is #1. You could argue that maybe LeBron James decided he might be the most visible athlete in the world. And now that he's fighting a guy who actually tested him, actually pushed him, and looks like he has what it might take to beat Floyd, that just adds a whole drama and storyline that hasn't really been there in the past for Floyd. So I can't wait for the fight.
When I take my seat on September 13th, I expect to see a great fight. I know Maidana's going to be prepared. Floyd, I know, is going to be prepared. And come that night, I think the fans are going to be the winners. Because it's going to be a terrific fight.